everybody. I know. Welcome to ABC Gluten Free. Thank you for joining us today. Sorry we're a little bit late, but we had a few things to get set up before we actually got started. But thank you for joining us today. We're very excited for our show today. We're going to try to make it short and sweet for you, so we can get you out the door into your weekend and enjoy yourself. So, well, I'm your host, Dana, so if you guys are joining us from live stream, thank you very much for joining us. We have over 76,000 followers, and we appreciate each and every one of you. We hope that you start to add some comments to the bottom of what you'd like for us to see, us baking or cooking or making, or any comments you have about the food that we're making. We don't really care if you like our hair, you don't like our hair, or our t-shirt or clothes or whatever. That's not the point. We want you to have a delicious, gluten-free life, and we're here to help you. If you're joining us from Facebook, thank you to all of our local friends and all of our friends worldwide that are joining us. Today, I have my beautiful helper, Sophia, and Jeremiah is back in action, and we're glad to have him here because that way all of the equipment works well, and we have our overheads, we have our cameras going, and we have our two intermixing of the humorousness of the show, which we enjoy, right? You guys enjoy the humorousness of the show. Right, so we realize everything is backwards on Facebook, but we want to try to be able to answer any questions if we can, or see if something goes wrong so we can put it back up real quick. So today we're making
Strawberry shortcake.
What are we making?
Strawberry shortcake.
Strawberry shortcake. So this is the Shortcake Debate show, and the debate is really basically about strawberry shortcake versus a biscuit versus a shortcake. So we want to talk to you a little bit about the differences of those. We want to share with you some of our tips and tricks, as we always do. And of course, we're going to get started right away on our recipe because we want to make it short and sweet. Gluten-free Grandma is here, and she's waiting for a delicious strawberry shortcake that she can enjoy. And that's going to be her lunch today since we're not making any food for you today. Usually I like to make an appetizer, a dinner, and a dessert, but we're starting to cut the show short. Gotta watch when you say that because those two words together sometimes come out bad. So we're cutting the show short, and we want to make it short and sweet for you. So sweet is the strawberries, short is the show, and we're ready to go, right? Hey, I rhymed. You like my rhyme? Thank you. All right, Jeremiah and Sophie are going to get started on the strawberries. Ooh, but first I want to tell you about these beautiful strawberries, which maybe Jeremiah can give a little up closer. These are from Crowicky's farm. If you're here, Jeremiah, just take this one. If you're local and you're watching on Facebook, Crowicky Farms is available at the farmers markets. They have one in Lakewood, one in Barnegat, one in Tums River, and they're also in New Egypt, the actual farm where you can go purchase products if you'd like. The strawberries are super delicious. We went back twice, last week and this week, to get yummy strawberries. Jeremiah's going to drop one down from the top. You should probably be in front of the camera. There you go. So, Sophia's got a strawberry top. Is that what you're trying to do? They didn't get to see that on live stream, but okay. So we have delicious strawberries here, and what we're going to do is we're going to show you. What are you going to do? A small one on the top? Your arm. There you go. Go underneath the camera. So we're going to take our. This is. Gosh, I just. Huller. I just totally forgot the name of it. Thank God Gluten-Free Grandma was here to hook me up. This is a huller. You don't need it if you don't have it, but Jeremiah, can you give them a little close-up of the strawberry huller? On both angles.
You gotta do a demonstration.
So the strawberry huller has like little claw on the end. It's like a round claw, like almost like a just like a claw, like a bear claw almost. And that kind of just digs out that green portion of the strawberry because you don't want this. You don't want the leaves in your strawberry. If you don't have a huller, you could just use a simple knife, just a regular knife, no big deal. Jeremiah's going to show you both. I'll show you this. And then Jeremiah can show you that. And what I want to show you is something that's very interesting. Let me have this for a second. When you're buying your strawberries, it's good to know that you want them to be nice and red. You want them to be red throughout, because red throughout means that they've been ripened on those natural vine and not like in the process. So we have some really juicy strawberries that were from Christina that the kids are going to slice and they're going to put in the bowl. So you guys get slicing and putting in the bowl. The green
slice like this slice?
Yeah, you could do that kind of slice or a large slice. Now, what we're going to do with these ends, really basically nothing. We're going to just throw them away. So I'm actually going to just give the kids one of the little little strawberry things to put the ends in.
That's where the strawberry-
Put the ends over there. If you could maybe put this between you so they could see you guys cut it. Can you do that?
That's no.
No? Maybe you should put the garbage on the end so you can just throw them right in the garbage. And I'm going to get to talking to you about the biscuit or the shortcake. So here's the debate. Thank you. What's the difference between shortcake and a biscuit? Does anybody know?
Yes,
What?
maybe.
What?
A biscuit is like a shortcake is like crumbly.
Crumbly? Okay,
Buttery.
that's good. Buttery, that's good. Now, gluten-free grandma says square. You guys have anything you want to say? Anybody want to chime in on the biscuit versus the shortcake before I go into my little dissertation?
I know.
Now I'm like Uncle Robbie. What?
One is called biscuit, one is called shortcake. There's no
Okay.
difference.
Now, we're talking about American biscuit versus shortcake. We're not talking about British, because in
There's no difference.
Britain and England and Ireland, a biscuit is a cookie. So we're not talking about cookies, so just pass
So
that
they
off.
have tea and cookies then.
They have tea and biscuit. That's what they
Tea
have,
and
tea and
cookies.
biscuit.
But
So-
you said
So the
biscuit is
difference-
basically a cookie.
The difference between a shortcake and a biscuit is a shortcake is sweet.
Yes,
Biscuit is savory. There is really no difference in the shape because you make it into round or a pan or square. There is no difference in that. The difference is in if it's sweet or savory. Now you can argue the insert of it with egg, no egg, buttermilk, no buttermilk. The egg produces a nice light and fluffy biscuit or shortcake. So does the buttermilk. But then you go into the amount of time of baking. You know, you can shorten that time when you have a little egg in there because all of that egg and the white and the yellow just helps it cook a little bit nicer and fluffier. If you wanted to do a rolled biscuit, what you would have to do is layer your butter inside of that and put it in the refrigerator and then roll again and kind of do that trifold and put it in the refrigerator and do that maybe like 3 times. Then you'll get a nice light flaky biscuit, kind of like a Pillsbury version of a light flaky like layers. Or if you just wanted that cake biscuit, like a short cake, you don't have to do that, which is what we're going to do today because, like I said, we're going to give you a short show. So today we're using Kerrygold Irish butter. I have the salted version, so I'm actually going to just leave the salt out, which is really basically just a teeny tiny little half of a teaspoon. So while you guys are cutting, I'm going to get going on the biscuit dough. When you're done cutting, then I'll pass it over to you, okay? We have the oven on 375. Now, 425, you can do it, shorten up your time, 12 to 15 minutes. 375, 15 to 17 minutes. You want to make sure your biscuit's nice and golden, cooked on the inside, and you want it to be a little bit crispy, but you also want it to be soft. So you really basically want it to be perfect. You want a perfect biscuit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our, we have our gluten-free flour blend. Now, alright, we're not talking about gluten-free flour blends today, but if you have any questions, you can post them on the bottom and I will try to get to your questions. But we like to do a third of each different type of flour. So a third of brown rice, a third of sweet rice, a third of potato, a third of amaranth, a third. So you know, you get the picture. We don't just do one flour of anything, basically, because that just does not produce a good baked item. So I actually need you, Jeremiah, to open this for me. I can get it open. I asked Jeremiah, I know you want to. Could you put it down and do it so it doesn't, like, you know, I don't want the flour to get all over it. So we're going to do 2 cups of gluten-free flour. Now this is any kind of flour you like. I know everybody has their specialty. Everybody has the one that they love the best. So you go ahead and use that. No, Christina doesn't want. Sophia wants to know, Christina, if you wanted this back. We know you didn't want this back, right? So we're just going to dump that. So I'm going to just get my measuring cup. Where's my cup? Here it is. So I'm going to do 2 cups of the gluten-free flour. This is whatever kind you like. If you like Bob's Red Mill, if you like Namaste, if you like the Really Great Food Company, if you like another brand that I'm not mentioning, go right ahead. You can mention it on the bottom and I'll give it a try. I've basically tried every single flour out there, so if you have something interesting, I'd love to hear about it. Alright, so we've got 2 cups of flour. So for every cup of flour, we're going to do a tablespoon of baking powder. That's generally the rule of thumb, I want to say. I don't even know what rule of thumb means, but I'm going to say it to you anyway. That's basically the rule of thumb. So we've got our baking powder. We're going to use about 2 teaspoons. I don't know what happened to my, oh, here it is. apologize to you. That's tablespoons. 2 tablespoons, okay?
Wait, it's TB.
Right. Yep. Tablespoon. Good girl. Do you sign language? Are you doing your signing? Good. I like that. Gonna sign for us. Okay, and we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Now, in our original recipe, which we made earlier, we used our seltzer. We omitted the baking powder, baking soda. You can totally do that. We also used Spectrum instead of Kerrygold, and you can do that if you have to have dairy free. So
oh, wait, we need to
here's the
save
Spectrum shortening.
We need to save
You could just save some in a bowl. This is the Spectrum if you have to be dairy free. 3 tablespoons of that in the flour. If you want to use the seltzer instead of the baking powder and baking soda, it's about 3/4 of a cup of seltzer. Just plain old seltzer, nothing special. Normally I like to sift the flour and all of the ingredients together, but since I already put it in the bowl, I'm going to kind of let it go. You guys doing okay? Now, Jeremiah, could you get us a bigger bowl for those strawberries? And then we're going to actually do a little zhuzhing to them. The strawberries, you want to have them kind of like sit and enjoy themselves for a little bit before you put them into the strawberry shortcake. Now, gluten-free grandma always used to use Marie's strawberry glaze, right? That was something we always put in our strawberry shortcake. Unfortunately, it's something that we've eliminated from our diet, kind of. So you could make it with a strawberry gelatin. We have our strawberry watermelon coconut water here that we could use in place of that. And it just kind of gives it a little bit of a liquid. But instead of that, what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of warm water. I'm going to ask Jeremiah to just warm some water. And we're going to make our own strawberry sauce that way. So hold on 1 second because I want you to clean this up first. So we have our beautiful Croaki's Farm strawberries right here. I mean, these are just incredible. If you guys hurry up, because the butter's a little bit, like 1/4 of a cup. We're done now. Strawberry season's very short, so you need to hurry up and go get your strawberries. All right, so in here we're going to add 3 tablespoons of butter. Hang on. You're going to get to use your hands, so just chill out. I got it nice, big girl. Thank you. This is why I was downstairs getting ready. This is why I was downstairs getting ready. I was ready before anybody else today. I was waiting for
No,
you.
you weren't. I was waiting for you reading the book.
Jeremiah, could you put this to the side for now, please? And just stir it with a spoon.
It says tablespoon.
Yeah, I don't need that. I'm going to measure. All right, so
Put more butter.
I'm not going to put more butter because you don't... Okay, that's a perfect example, what she just said. She likes butter. She wants more butter. But if we put more butter in the biscuit strawberry shortcake, it's going to be all greasy and gross. That's enough. We can always add more. So what we're going to do, you want cold butter. Gosh, you're going to cut it into small pieces. I'm going to let Sophia do it in just a minute. And then you're going to use your hands to kind of incorporate that butter nice and easily. Now, realistically, this needs to go in the refrigerator to set up for a little bit. We don't have that time today, so we're just going to let it go with the flow. So what we're going to do is she's going to cut that butter, and I'm going to try to really keep it cold in there. And I'm going to ask Jeremiah for some ice water so we can reset that butter so it'll be nice and cold. I also have, I'm going to do this, you know what this means, right? Buttermilk. This is not real buttermilk. This is a cashew milk with lemon juice in it. You can use lemon juice or apple cider vinegar, white wine vinegar, just a squeeze of a lemon. I'm trying to think what else can you use for an acid. Orange juice, lime juice, yes, whatever you have in your pantry, because it's really not going to change the flavor of your biscuit so much. Thank you, honey. You could use grapefruit. So we've got 1 cup of buttermilk, okay? If you can have dairy, and you can have buttermilk, see, we can only have Kerrygold, we can't have regular milk. If you can have buttermilk and you want to use that, go right ahead and do it. It's going to be 1 cup, about. So 3/4 of a cup to 1 cup. Sophia's going to, I don't want you grinding it like that. I just want your delicate little, beautiful little piano fingers crumbling that butter on there, okay? We don't want to wring the dough out. We're not wringing out a rag. That's going to make a hard, tough dough. We want to just kind of lighten, you're right, but with light, delicate fingers. You want to just kind of like, you're adding air and you're incorporating the butter little by little, and then we're going to do this. Like you're pinching something. Yeah, let me pinch, let me pinch something. Alright, so Jeremiah tossed our strawberries a little bit. Now, if you're like sugar and you want sugar and you eat sugar, put the sugar in the strawberries. We are not going to do that.
Oh,
We are putting the sugar in the shortcake, which is sweet. So we're going to add a little bit of that sugar, 2 tablespoons,
Right there, right there, right
to, I was going to sprinkle it over you. 2 tablespoons, no,
there. Yes, go ahead. Yes, Bubba. Do it. Do it. Do
You want to
it.
really put that in there?
You need a little bit.
Alright, so we've got sugar in the strawberries. Can I just tell you, when you have
Wait.
when you have delicious fresh strawberries like this, I could see if we got them in the grocery store and they were like cardboard, but these are delicious. What do you want to say?
always need a little bit of sugar
you
to
don't.
sweeten everything.
No, you don't. Alright, so
We
the
should
shortcake
use
is like
instead.
kind of like on the pie crust version, a little bit fluffier. And shortcake is really only about an inch, well, realistically. That's what a shortcake is. It's about an inch high. So when you cut it in half, you're going to build it and it's going to look big and beautiful, but it's really just about an inch high. So like the height of your thumb is an inch, the top of it, for the first digit. So that would be your gauge for your shortcake biscuit. All right, you're good. Stop. So now I've got
Can I
some
use my
cold.
hands to incorporate the white?
No, you're not. You're going to use this. I've got some buttermilk here. I'm going to do about a little, half of a cup of that. There you go, half a cup. And I'm going to use a little bit of ice water because we don't have time to put it in the refrigerator. I'm going to add that ice water. And I'm just going to stir it until it comes together. Now remember, I tell you this all the time. If you have a food processor, all of this, easy, easy, easy. We don't want to beat the dough. We just want to incorporate it to add the liquid to it. Okay, listen to mommy, please. So if you have a food processor, you're gonna like pulse real quick, and it'll be done quickly, way quicker than that. Also a little bit lighter on the dough. So a little bit more ice water, and I'm gonna do a little bit more buttermilk. Now I see that it's starting to separate a little bit, which is very cool. That's what's gonna happen, but we don't have time for that, so we're just gonna put it in. We still have all the consistency of it. At this point, if you can have an egg, you can add 1 egg to it, or you can add 2 egg yolks. It'll give it a really nice golden color. Unfortunately, we are eggless, so we will pass on the egg. Okay, good, stop. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to take a sip of that, just real quick. What we're going to do is, Jeremiah's going to come up, he's going to give us our pan with our parchment paper on it, which we have already ready over there. And we're going to just kind of combine this dough. We want you to see, maybe Sophia can bring this out to you and show you, or Jeremiah can be right there, just how it's combined. We're not beating it up to death. We don't want to, don't do it anymore.
Don't do that.
We don't want to make a dough that we're going to kind of roll out because we're not doing that kind of a biscuit. If you wanted to do that kind of a biscuit, you would have to incorporate the butter, roll it out, set it in the refrigerator in the plastic wrap, and then do that 2 more times with like lots of butter. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do today 6 dollops on here. And those are going to be kind of like misshapen. We like the misshapen ones. You want to do this, Sophia?
Yeah.
So we're going to have 6 misshapen dough. 6, it's almost like a scone. It's along the same lines as a scone, which is another debate. Shortcake biscuit scone. They're very, very similar. If you missed our post this week for National Biscuit Day, we did a savory biscuit with some cheese and herbs, which is really, really super yummy. You can find that recipe on the Really Great Food Company website. Excuse me. All right, so we're gonna have 6 biscuits. My throat is still dry again. Excuse me. I'm gonna drink that ice water. Thank you, Jeremiah. And we've got our strawberries that are ready. Can we put these in the fridge? Do we have room or no?
It feels so nice.
Yeah, don't make a mess though. Don't press it down. Just make it,
I'm trying
like,
to get it
form it
off
on
my
the
fingers.
fork, and then just kind of drop it right onto the pan. So we should be able to make like 6 nice shortcakes with this. Want to push up a little bit so everybody can see?
Done.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have to add to it because we've got a little bit left. And we just want to make that a nice fluffy biscuit, right? So when you're combining it, it's just going to kind of come together a little bit. You know, you don't want it too wet and you don't want it too dry. All right. All right, so Sophie, you want to go show me your misshapen biscuits? All right, so I'm going to let Sophia come up and show you. Got a little bit. We're not going to put anything on top. You could drizzle honey, agave, butter, avocado oil, tiger nut oil, whatever it is that you want to do. We're just going to let them go the way they are because I want you to see what they come out like. I don't want really the perfect biscuit. In the oven, 12 minutes. All right, we're going to get rid of this. And we're going to start to make our cream. Jeremiah, you can bring me the cream and we can talk a little bit about, we're going to talk a little bit about these different items that we have for cream. If you're dairy free, I know it seems like really stupid for me to say that because we put Kerrygold in our biscuits, but we can have Kerrygold dairy. We cannot have other dairy. But we can have certain things like mascarpone. So what we have for the non-dairy free people in our house is a whipping cream. We're going to whip that up with some powdered sugar or just plain, whatever you like. Let go. Let go. And then can you get out the ice cream, please? We have a coconut milk, which we can whip up with some powdered sugar to make us a nice coconut cream for the dairy free. All right, go ahead. And then we have a nice little dessert substitute for whipped cream, which is so delicious. It's a strawberry. Sophie can read it to you. I don't know what it is. Sophie, you read it to her. Read it to them, please.
It's a mousse. A strawberry swirl mousse.
Can I have the cream? So I'm going to put the cream into my my mixer. I don't know if you can see that here, my purple mixer. And I'm just going to let that go nice and slow. It's going to take like 5 minutes at least.
Want a bite?
No, thank you.
It's like whipped cream, the flavor.
Yeah, it's like a mousse, right?
That's what it is. It's a mousse whipped cream.
So now this is found in the frozen section. We found this in ShopRite. It's so delicious. Dairy-free mousse, strawberry swirl. We thought that would go nice with our strawberry shortcake instead of the cream.
It's
Now,
so good.
Jeremiah, get the oh, it's already, it has a pop top. All right, so I just want to talk to you real quick.
I'll pop it
Patience.
so you don't.
I want you to stop and listen for 1 second. This is coconut milk, all right? So what I did is I turned it upside down and I put it in the refrigerator. Then the cream will set to the bottom, or literally when you turn it over, it will be the top. So now, Jeremiah, you can open that for me. Sophie, you could get Mommy a nice clean bowl, dry bowl. Clean, dry bowl, please, right over there. The blue one, thank you. So all you do is pop the top of that can off. I love those pop tops. And what you're going to, we haven't had it in the refrigerator at a long time, so we may not have the cream that we want on the top. But we've got a little bit of cream. If we had some more time in the refrigerator, you would see that this would be solid on the top, and then the liquid would be on the bottom. What are you getting?
A whisk.
A whisk? You're going to do it by hand? Alright, she's going to do it by hand. I've got this going in the electric mixer. Sophia's going to whisk that. We're actually going to put some powdered sugar in there. Now powdered sugar, you have to be careful, can contain gluten, so you want to make sure you get a gluten-free one. We're going to do about a cup of the coconut milk and a cup of powdered sugar. So I'm just going to kind of sift this into here to get it ready for her. Jeremiah, you can help with this. Actually, I'll let Jeremiah sift that into there. Sift that over the bowl and then give it to Sophia.
In this bowl?
Yeah, sift it in that bowl or that one, it doesn't matter. The other thing that you could do is to the strawberries, you could add a little bit of that coconut milk, and that'll make a really nice strawberry coconut milk. That'll be really super sweet and delicious. Instead of putting that sugar in, you can do that. So I've got the cream going here. We have our biscuits in the oven. Sophia's using her muscles to whip up this coconut cream. And the last thing we have to do is make our drink and just share with you a little bit more information about some of the stuff that we're going to be doing in the future. I'm going to hit this for a little bit real quick so you guys can take a break, or we hope you brought we hope you beat by ON, right?
And your napkin.
And go get your pad and paper because you're going to want to write this stuff down. Ready? Here we go. coffee in your mixer, but it's a lot easier than this.
No.
No?
This is more fun.
This is more fun. She's doing such a good job. It's fantastic. Now Jeremiah's going to add the powdered sugar to that, and then Sophia's going to continue to beat. As soon as he's done.
Jeremiah Joseph Martin.
Did you eat that?
Yes.
Oh, come on. Ah. Who saw that? He ate that. Tell me if he did.
He did.
You saw it? You saw him put it in his
He did.
mouth. Jeremiah, stop it. Ugh, that's powdered sugar balls. Ugh.
So good.
I'm turning the mixer off a little bit because I want to get that cream going. All right, let him finish. Let him finish.
No, he's done. I crunched
Let
up
him
all the.
finish.
I crunched
Yeah,
up
let
all
me
the.
finish.
I crunched up all the balls so he wouldn't eat it anymore.
The other thing that you could use for a whipped cream, if you can have it, is a mascarpone. You can add this to the regular cream, or you can add it to the coconut cream if you can have dairy. If not, then you just leave it out, okay? I love mascarpone, but you have to make sure you get one that says from Italy, because in Italy they don't do the same thing that they do here to the milk.
We can have milk from other countries.
Okay, stop. We don't want to say anything bad about milk. If you can drink it, good for you. But this says made in Italy, and this is mascarpone, and this is like an Italian cream cheese. So it's super delicious. If you can't have any of these things, you just insert what you can have. Maybe a yogurt, maybe an oat yogurt or something. Maybe, oh, keep going. Get rid of this one. I know, it's splashing on me too. I think it's splashing on everybody today. You're doing a good job though. This has to set in the refrigerator. You want to cover with plastic at least 20 minutes. If you don't have time, you're going to put it in the freezer and start to shave it a little by little, and it's going to get nice and icy cold. It's going to be like coconut ice cream. Our cream is almost done. It's like splattered all. You see that going for you, Grandma? No? So our cream is almost done. Jeremiah, you want to beat that a little bit for her? She's getting tired. Did you open this yet? Did you open this already? Okay.
You have to get the air, so you gotta go like
I got it.
Alright, we're good with the cream. Now comes the really, really the best part. Other than we have to clean this up a little bit. Let me clean this off. Jeremiah, how are we on time on the back there?
6 minutes.
6 minutes. Okay. So let's clean this off, and then I can talk to you a little bit about upcoming things and some of the goodies that we got for you.
Oh, this will keep going.
Alright, so first off, I want to thank Angela. She is an illustrator, and she sent us these gorgeous plates. I'm going to show you them one at a time. Sophia? Okay, honey, put that right here. Go get the plate for Mommy that's over there ready for a picture. So we've got one, it says cappuccino. If you saw our post on Instagram, then you saw when we won these plates. These are beautiful. Cafe Cubano. Look at this one. You guys like Cuban coffee? Chai, which beautifully has the star anise on it. Isn't that beautiful? And then the last one, which is my favorite, espresso. And it says her name on the back. I don't want to like say it wrong or anything, so it's Angela Staling. And she's an illustrator, and it says Creative Co-op, microwave and dishwasher safe. And these plates are not available anyplace other than if you go to her website. I think you have to look. But
Please stop.
what are you doing? He's not even beating it. Come on, Jeremiah, beat
I
that.
know. He did this.
She does have a lot of her illustrative work in home goods and things like that, so you can check her out. But you can go to her Instagram page and follow her, and just let her know that you saw it on ABC Gluten Free. We're actually going to use this for our dessert today because they're so cute and beautiful. Jeremiah, check on the biscuits, and we have our other biscuits that are ready to go.
It was good before I put the powder sugar.
You just have to keep going, honey. Gotta keep going. You want to put this in the refrigerator for a little bit, and we'll use it
With
later.
the whisk in it?
Yeah, you can put it with the whisk in it. Take out the strawberries. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get plating on our delicious strawberry shortcake, our spring dessert, because it is spring, you know that, right? Summer's not until June 21st, so technically spring showers are kind of normal, so we shouldn't be surprised if in New Jersey right at this time of year we're having hot and cold and weather, weird weather. We will. How are the biscuits coming?
Okay.
Are they rising at all?
Yeah.
All right. Should we wait for the ones in the oven, or should we just use the ones we have now? What do you guys say? Use the ones we have now, or Jeremiah, can you bring those to me at least I can show them?
We have now, then the cream milk.
You look nice with your apron on. I love this apron. Okay, so these are the biscuits that we made earlier. These are with the Spectrum. So this is the dairy-free.
Let's use them.
This is the dairy-free shortening that we use. 3 tablespoons of that in here, and you can see the bottom has a nice little crisp on it. The tops are just about an inch. Look, see. And then what we would do is we're going to cut those in half. So I'm going to let Jeremiah do that after he goes and washes his hands. Go wash your hands. And then we're going to get this started. I've got my spoon here. Jeremiah put a little bit of hot water in there. Yeah, sure, you can toss these a little bit. So you're supposed to be making our drink right now, so go ahead and do that. Sophia's going to make us a delicious drink with our excess cocoa water. It's hydrate, so it's got a lot of vitamins in it. We've got
No.
B12, B6, vitamin E, vitamin A, vitamin C, magnesium, and sodium and potassium. 600 milligrams of potassium. So rehydrate with this instead of something else. And this does not have any artificial flavors or colors in it. So the pinkness is from probably purple carrots. There you go. Alright, so Sophia's going to make us a really yummy drink with that. Sophia, what are you deciding on making?
I don't know. I just go with the flow.
So we're going to get our biscuits ready. We've got our plates ready. We just have just enough for us. So gluten-free Dad's going to have to get this later when he gets home. Jeremiah, you could put one bottom on each plate, and then we'll top it with our strawberries. Jeremiah's got his delicious cream here. I'm going to hit it one more time. It's going all over the place. Gluten-free Grandma loves strawberry shortcake, right? And my dad loved strawberry shortcake. He asked it for his birthday every year. And then Jeremiah started asking for it for his birthday every year, but we make a big strawberry shortcake cake. So you would take this, put it in a nice big round pan, and maybe make 2 or 3 layers because you want really that dramatic, beautiful. Did you cut yourself?
No.
Okay. Alright, so I'm going to start by topping these with some strawberries. And I'm just going to lay them inside the biscuit here. And we've got some of that juice that's coming out of the strawberries from letting them sit for a little bit. Ooh, Jeremiah. Are you sure you didn't cut yourself?
Yep.
Go get the biscuits and maybe we'll do 2 and 2.
Just tap them straight.
We did. Alright, so we've got our biscuit topped, strawberries on top. We've got to put our cream in there. And I know that you have to use your balloon whisk for your cream. You also have to make sure they're not done yet? Okay, let's see.
They're not done yet.
Alright, put them back in. They look nice though. They're nice and chunky. You have to have a dry bowl, and you cannot have any butter or fat in there or any water. Because, whoopsie, if you do, that will really ruin your whipped cream. Alright, so we're going to go with these then. I really don't want to eat all that, so Jeremiah, maybe just Sophia and I will share one. How about that? And you can go take a picture of one, alright? So we're just going to put our strawberries on there. Sophia and I are not having the regular cream. We're gonna have the coconut cream. So I will put the regular cream on Jeremiah's and gluten-free Grandma's. And then Jeremiah, would you get me some of that beautiful mint? Oh my gosh, you're being ridiculous. Got some cream on there. Gluten-free Grandma's salivating. Are you guys drooling right now?
Yes.
Got some nice cream.
Add a little sugar in that.
What'd you say?
Add a little sugar in that.
No, we don't need sugar. Alright, so a little bit more cream on top. And then 1 or 2 strawberries. It can be crooked, honey. It's okay. It's okay to be crooked. It's okay. And then we've got a little... What'd you say?
It's not okay to be crooked.
No, it's not okay to be crooked. Alright, we've got a nice little piece of fresh mint. Sophie, you going to put fresh mint in our drink too?
Yep.
Jeremiah's going to go get a nice picture for us. And then they can eat, but they can't eat until they get the picture. That's stevia he's putting in his. More sugar. Addicted to sugar. We're going to have a new show. It's called I'm Not Addicted to Sugar.
I'm not
Because we're going to
addicted to
detox.
sugar.
We're going to detox and unsugar everybody in here.
I'm
So-
sorry, I'm gonna have to blow your ears for a second.
Alright, go blow our ears. Ready, set, go. Okay, good job, Sophia.
That was
Oh no. Sophia and I are going to have this on ours. A nice dollop of that So Whip. Nice little bit on the top.
the I need cups.
And you know, you just want to fill your dessert plate up. It's so yummy.
Can you give me
No, I'm just going to give you anything. How about this? How about this? Maybe one of these. Just make it right. We'll share. Alright, Sophia's getting our drink. We've got our strawberry shortcake right here. I've got strawberries left over because I've got 6 and 6, which is 12. If you want to double the recipe, there's no problem in that because we don't have any eggs. You're just going to double everything that you have. You might even want to separate it into 2 bowls so that you don't overmix it. Because occasionally if you have that much flour in a bowl, you tend to overmix it because you're not getting to the bottom of everything. So, and if you use a food processor, that's really super easy. Jeremiah's going to go ahead and eat his. I'm going to have a little bite of mine. And for our upcoming shows, we're going to be doing a picnic pack-up, which we do every year. Jeremiah had a nice little picnic yesterday. It wasn't our type of picnic pack-up because we pack a bunch of food for all of our family, but it was a nice picnic, right? And we'll be also doing some restaurant tips and tricks if you go out to eat, or if you work at a restaurant, and how you can help them to achieve serving people like us that come into the restaurant and want to eat something. Because, you know, it is really super difficult. It's very stressful, and a lot of people have some anxiety at that point. We don't want you to feel that way. So we want you to go out eating with a bang, literally, but not getting sick. So here's our strawberry shortcake today. Sophie, you want to come and have a bite? All right, come on before it's too late. I'm just going to like pick this up and take a bite.
Mama, we could share this one.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah,
Mm.
move so quickly.
Mmm.
This is yours.
Wowzers. Mmm. Wow, Sophia, what's in here?
It's strawberries, watermelon, and chocolate chip.
Okay, that I've never had before. Let's see how it is. Mm-hmm. Mmm. That's yummy. Do you want to bite a strawberry shortcake before we head out?
And
Alright guys, it's time to go. Thank you so much for joining us on ABC Gluten Free today. We want you to come, taste, and see how good it is to be gluten free. Thank you, Sophia, for your help. Thank you, Jeremiah, for your help. Thank you to Gluten Free Grandma. And guys, thank you for tuning in. If you follow us on live stream or Facebook, tag somebody that would love this strawberry shortcake recipe. We will post some pictures, and I promise we will post the recipe. We want you guys to have a delicious weekend. God bless.
Carol.
Have a bite.
Thank you to Angela Styling, Hand-Painted Plates, and Excess Nation for strawberry, watermelon, cocoa water. Aprons by Arian Designs. Thank you to our pantry partners and fridge friends. Follow us on livestream, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and YouTube at ABC Gluten Free. ABC Gluten Free is a production of American Box.
Ciao, everybody. God bless. Have a great weekend.